It was the greatest rivalry in racing history and a battle that transcended sports. Ford versus Ferrari and America versus Europe. An epic confrontation that played out in the 1960s at the most famous race in the world, the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Now, thanks to a new movie, the world is about to get a new look at an event that shaped a generation.
The drivers rush to their cars for the start of the famed Le Mans endurance grind.
It is the ultimate test of both speed and endurance.
The French call it the Infernal Round.
24 straight hours of racing, day and night. Less than half the cars that start at Le Mans finish. More than 20 racers have died over the race's 96-year history. In the 1960s, the Ford GT40, equipped with a massive new American engine, took on the most dominant team racing had ever seen, Italy's Ferrari.
And that's it, folks. Ferrari wins the 24 Hours of Le Mans for the 5th consecutive year.
The story on screen features Matt Damon as the car's designer, Carroll Shelby.
Car's yours, kid.
And Christian Bale as driver Ken Miles. The stunts were coordinated by Hollywood's top guy, Robert Nagel.
Tell me about this.
This is a lot of fun.
Yes, it looks like a lot of fun.
Willow Springs International Raceway, outside Los Angeles, is one of the places Shelby and Miles used to test the GT40 before it made racing history.
Ready? Yeah, ready.
And it's where we experienced its power for ourselves.
So here normally we'd be flat out, probably 170, 180 miles an hour through here. Feel free to do it.
Nagel, a former race car driver, has worked on more than 80 films, including Baby Driver, the Fast and Furious franchise, and Black Panther. But he told us this was different because of the history of the race and the car.
What is it like being in this vehicle?
It's a little surreal. I mean, there's no power steering, there's no power brakes. It's all you.
So it's a fast track. This is a very fast track.
Stuntmen Derek Hill and Alex Gurney are both legacy drivers whose fathers won at Le Mans. Derek and Alex both did stunt work for Ford versus Ferrari, including here at Willow Springs.
Derek, what do you want people to understand about what your fathers did back then as they watch this today?
These guys were in it doing a life or death sport, and they knew that they risked their lives every time they got behind the wheel. You know, you were racing to win, but you were also trying to survive out there.
Alex Gurney even got to play his dad in the movie. The great Dan Gurney passed away just last year.
What does it mean to you to get to play your dad?
I mean, it's a strange feeling. It's probably the perfect role for me because I've done no acting at all and don't know what I'm doing, so.
Do you put yourself in their headspace and think about what they were seeing?
I tried to, definitely.
The depiction of the races was as realistic as possible, using very little CGI.
Go ahead, Adam, here comes the biscuit.
Nagel helped design this vehicle nicknamed the Biscuit that puts the actors in a car on top of a flatbed rig, operated by a professional driver.
If you didn't have this, you wouldn't be able to shoot movies this way.
No, you're back to green screens.
And you can go how fast in this?
This is the slow one. It tops out at about 100 miles an hour.
And the other Biscuit goes?
150.
Nagel spent dozens of hours training Christian Bale, who he says was the most dedicated student he's ever seen.
He knows exactly what to do with the car to make it look as if he's doing what he's doing and completely sells it.
This car changed racing.
Oh, yeah. It's just a beast. And the speeds that it would attain had never been seen before.
This was in many ways the beginnings of America taking on Europe in racing.
It was about America taking on Europe in racing in an American car.
Before there was a movie about all of this, there was a book. 10 years ago, A.J. Bain released Go Like Hell.
It all started with a bad business deal.
Ford Motor Company tried to buy Ferrari, and the reason why is very important because it's not just a sports rivalry, it's an incredible business story. Ford Motor Company at the dawn of this new globalism in the 1960s was going to try to conquer Europe. Henry Ford II wanted to prove that his cars are the best and people would go buy them.
Ford CEO Henry Ford II, grandson of the legendary Henry Ford, failed in his bid to buy the company from its founder Enzo Ferrari. So beating them at Le Mans became a grudge match. Ford poured nearly bottomless resources into trying to win with a GT40.
It transcends sport. You couldn't make it up because it was a rivalry that pit two of the most powerful men, not just in the automobile industry, but two of the most powerful men in the world that actually pit two continents against each other at the most famous race in the world during the golden age of racing.
If this were a beauty pageant, we just lost. Looks aren't everything.
The great race now all plays out on the big screen, a fitting tribute to the most dramatic moments motorsports has ever seen. The book, Go Like Hell, is highly recommended reading, and the movie's fantastic, too.
The cast alone. The cast and the cars.
It's worth
I know,
checking out.
a great story.